aitrack is an application to allow you to assign tasks to other people, be able to communicate the details about those tasks, including any notes, updates as the task goes on, and digital attachments such as documents, spreadsheets, audio, video. It's 100% web-based, and it can be run from any browser or from mobile devices. It's accessible through the iPhone, through the BlackBerry, through any of the browsers, Internet Explorer, Firefox, etc. It's accessible at aitrack.com, and we created it to be easy enough for a 5-year-old to use in 5 minutes. It can support thousands of accounts, so you can put all of the people in your organization into the system and allow them to work with one another. It enforces accountability, so anytime a task is created, you, the creator, have to approve it before the task can be closed. So it makes sure that you don't have details that are forgotten, and it gives you the opportunity to make sure that a task is done to your satisfaction before it's approved. The version can be accessed on the web at aitrack.com. I have an account here, so from here I would log in. First page I would see is anything that is assigned to me, and the other page is anything that I have assigned to anybody else. This is the main function page. This lists all of the tasks that I've assigned, who I've assigned them to. Any of these fields are sortable, so I can look at them by the person, by the dates they are due. There's quick color coding. Blue tasks are in the future. Yellow tasks are going to be due in the next 3 days. Red tasks are overdue. Allows me to approve a task, or if a task has been submitted by the person I gave it to for approval, it allows me to reject that task. So the creation of a task is very straightforward. I give it a name, some notes. I pick a due date for it. I can choose from anybody in my organization. I can also choose an external email if I want to send this task to somebody who's not part of my organization. They have a limited functionality, but it allows me to work with my supply chain or anybody outside of my immediate company who has accounts. And I can assign up to 5 files with any sort of digital data that I think would be a good requirement to be here. So once this is done, I can assign this task and close it, or I could create a series of tasks one after the other. In this case here. Okay, so that's the simplest form of the application. I can see if I want to go into any of these tasks. This is a task that I've assigned, and it gives me a history. These will be one line here for each individual instance, whether the task is moved in time, whether I add more notes to it, whether there's clarification. I can look at the digital attachments. I can close the task, or I could reassign it. When I have received a task, on my receive task side, I can go into this task. I can look at it. I can also make notes, attachments. I can indicate that the task is complete. When I indicate that the task is complete, here it says pending approval. On the assigned task side, I will see this is pending approval, and I can either choose to approve it here, in which case the task would be complete and go into an archive, or I could choose to reject the task here, and then I can give a reason for the rejection. And it goes back into a pending state, which will indicate to the person that it was assigned to that it has not been completed. I can see very quickly by the color coding. If I were to go take a look at that person's task, they would also see, there was a problem with it. They can go into the task and see needs more notes, please speak to me. I'm showing you an example of a task that I've assigned to myself. This could just as easily have been done for another user. So let's just take a good example here. Update the sales figures for March. They're in the shared repository under Alan's file. All right. I want to give this to user dev. It's going to be due on the 30th, and say that we have a very simple document that we want to go ahead and attach to that. So document is attached, assign and closed. Okay, now if I were to log in as the development user, so I'm leaving my account, and this is a user development. So by logging in here, I will immediately see this is a new task which was assigned by Max Robbins. If I wanted to drop an email to Max, by clicking here, it would immediately generate an email with the subject of the task in it. I can go into the task here. I can see, okay, please review and get to me. I can upload or download the picture. I can ask questions here, or I can simply indicate that the task is done. Okay, by indicating the task is done, same situation. If I go back, log in as my own account, and look at my assigned tasks, and we'll go look for user dev. Okay, here this is a test task, is pending approval. I agree that the task is completed and the task is done. At each step there's an email confirmation, so I'll get an email that I've assigned the task, I'll get an email the task has been updated, and I'll get an email that the task has been closed. Summaries can be set up to be sent out daily, weekly, or monthly to all users who have active tasks on the system. There's extensive reporting for executive accounts where I can go in and I can look at all of my users. I can see, how many tasks they have pending, how many completed. I can run very extensive reports out of this. That, in essence, is the core of the application of aitrack, to allow you to assign things from anywhere, anytime, to anyone in your organization or someone outside of your organization, and to make sure that those activities are done.